Well, hey, how's everybody doing? Andrew here. Popcorn and whiskey. Saturday night. Hello, hello, hello. Excuse me. So let's start this off with a bang. Cheers. Hello. Ah. So, man, oh man, what a day, what a week, what a everything. Tonight we will talk WrestleMania 41. We will talk cooking pasta. Yeah, you heard that right. We will talk a lot of other stuff going on. And I don't even know where to start, but I'll wait a few minutes for people to come on, see that I'm here so they can start coming on. I am triple casting again, once again. I'm triple casting once again this evening. Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube tonight. I'm doing YouTube. I'm not doing Rumble. I'm doing YouTube tonight. Got the old Vic Mackey sunglasses on. That's right. Why? Because I can. That's why. So that's right. And excuse me, where I am, it is Saturday evening. It is a little after 9 p.m. Eastern time. And we are here rocking and rolling. Okay. And tonight, I only have whiskey. I do not have, excuse me, don't have my popcorn. And here's the reason why I don't have my popcorn. For the plain and simple fact that I've been eating all day. I've been cooking all day. And so last thing I want is a snack and eat this evening. But Andrew, what have you been cooking? Well, I'll tell you what. I am part of the Lions Club here in Clinton. And today we had a big old mostaccioli and meatballs dinner. And it was delicious as usual. But when you have dinners such as this, you need to cook the pasta. So somebody had to cook the pasta today. Now, what we've done in the past, and occasionally we'll still do this, is we pre-cook all the pasta, cook it al dente, pre-cook it like the day before, and then we, as soon as it comes out of the water, we instantly cool it off so it stops cooking. Then we freeze it, or at least chill it. We keep it in an ice box with ice, and then what we usually do the next day, we heat up water and then we blanch it really quick, and it's basically as fresh as can be at that point. So that's how we do it. But this time we didn't do it like that. We just cooked everything fresh, which is fine. Either way, it's fine. Equal amount of work, probably, when you do it this way. And so that's how we did it. And yeah, it came out pretty good. I will match our pasta sauce, our pasta, our dinners against anybody in the country. And I will promise you, if we don't succeed or surpass them, we will at least equal them. Anybody in the country when it comes to this stuff. I will promise you that much. Okay? So today, end up cooking about 40 pounds, 40 or 45 pounds. I forget which one or the other. And when you think about it, if each pound of pasta should feed at about 5 people or so. So that means we should have had, in theory, over 200 meals, over 200. And I think we did just slightly below that because our portion sizes are a lot more than that. Okay, put it that way. So that was going on there. I will be talking WrestleMania. Okay, wait a second here. Let me see if I can get my buddy JD to come on here. Him and I were going back and forth. He was bummed that I didn't tell him about last night, that I was on last night. So that's one of the reasons I also did not. It's also one of the reasons I did not talk about WrestleMania last night, because I wanted somebody else to bounce what I thought, bounce ideas off of it. Yeah, I can do a recap on my own, not a problem. I can, but I'm going to see if somebody else wants to come on here. So if somebody's out there watching, listening, what have you, that wants to come on with me, we can talk about WrestleMania, do the WrestleMania recap as we go through some of the matches and tell you what we thought, what we didn't thought, what my record was, which you'll be impressed with my record. If you follow me at all, you'll know what my record was, Wrestlemania. And as we go through it, I will recap everything. A couple of surprises I didn't know would be happening, and a couple of them were extremely shocking surprises. Not the surprise of WrestleMania, but pre-WrestleMania. There was a couple of injuries that I did not know about. How I didn't know about them is beyond me, but I didn't know about them until basically right before everything started. And once everything started, guess what? Would I have changed my predictions? No. One of them, yes. The other one, it would have been questionable. I mean, hindsight's 20. I can go back now, but it was also bizarre of why it happened. And gee whiz, I don't want to get into a whole lot of detail yet. Not until I start doing it. Start getting into it a little bit. So what we'll do, if you didn't know, WrestleMania 41 was last week. And those who do not know, in the world of professional wrestling, WrestleMania is a huge event. It's like the Super Bowl of professional wrestling. And some people might argue that, some people might debate that one, but it is one of the biggest, if not the biggest. It's the biggest event in this country, probably in this continent, when it comes to professional wrestling. I know Japan has a huge professional wrestling audience, so they may have a couple of events which surpass WrestleMania. I doubt it, but I can't speak for certain. Linda says she forgot all about the dinner. Wow, Linda, what the heck? I tried to post it everywhere, and people were talking about it. Maybe I should have went live today. That's what I should have went live from the venue itself. I could have done that, but oh well. We would love to have you there, Linda. Maybe next time. And we had a good turnout. It was fun. A lot of people there, and just a lot of people come out and support the Lions Club. The Lions Club does a lot for the community, so we like that. Also there today with desserts, which were out of this world desserts, were the Ladies with a Vision here in town, and they do an awesome job with the desserts, and it's a very fun atmosphere, especially at our new place. Okay, wait, somebody just sent me a message. Let's see what this is all about. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we will be talking more WrestleMania a little bit because my buddy JD will be coming on here and we will chit chat about it. So, yeah, so with the Ladies with the Vision were there, and between the ladies and the Lions Club, everybody knows everybody. Somebody's going to know anybody that steps that comes through the door, comes into the place. Somebody's going to know them, and it's just a fun atmosphere. Everyone has a great time. We sit there, chit chat, break bread, have all kinds of good times. Let's see. Shoot, Andrew. It's okay, Linda. She says she's old, just forgot. Jonathan says he's Jonathan. That's my buddy JD. He is he's well versed in other topics. Okay, all right. So, and JD, feel free to join me at any time here, so we can get into our WrestleMania recap and see if I could put together everything in the background that we need to talk about some of this stuff, and we'll go that route. But no, the dinner was a success, as it always is. Have a great time. Wherever you're watching it or listening to this, if you have a service group or service organization in town, such as the Lions Club, such as the Moose, such as the Elks Club, one of the animal clubs, please find out what they're doing and go to support them. They do a lot for the community, especially in a small community like ourselves. We have a very strong club probably one of the strongest in the state, if not the country, especially in terms of numbers versus population. Yeah, we come up there pretty good. So that's a good thing for us. Okay. What else? Let's see. Like I said, yesterday the Pope passed, and I had a funeral today. I did not watch any of it. Don't know anything about it. What happened? And I would assume most of the world leaders were there, and it had to be a security nightmare going on there. I don't know if I was a world leader, if I would have wanted to go just for the fact of the security detail involved, and why would I want to? Yeah, first of all, yes, I'd like to pay my respects. I get that, but why would I want to put a burden on that particular place I'm going to? Yes, people say, well, you have to show your respects. Yeah, okay, well, whatever. I get it. And if you don't go, you're looked at as the bad guy. If you do go, you looked at as somebody just trying to suck up, blah, blah, blah. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of environment. Unfortunately, that's just how it works. So that's that. The NBA playoffs are going on. The NHL playoffs are going on, which I don't follow either one of them. NASCAR is at Talladega today, or this weekend, today and tomorrow. The Xfinity race was today. I heard, and I have not seen any highlights because, again, I was busy cooking all day. But they had one heck of a race, and it came down to the very, 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 very last second. I guess the winner won by 0.0001 second. In a NASCAR world, that's about that far. And when you're going 200 miles an hour, that far is not very far. JD loves Talladega. That's right, Dega, baby. And tomorrow's a big race. Unfortunately, I don't know if I get to watch that either. I love my Talladegas, but not that it's not going to happen. Okay. All right, now we got a guest to join us here. Okay. Hold on a second here.
Hey,
are you with me?
How's it going?
Good, JD, folks. This is my my buddy. We actually met online a few weeks ago, and he was gracious enough to come on my show, and we talked the Shield, then we talked wrestling, the Shield television show. Then we talked wrestling, and then last week he has a wrestling podcast with several of his buddies, and he asked me to be on live with him last week and during Wrestlemania, and I was under live show with him for a little bit, and it was fun. So welcome, JD. Thanks for being here this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for letting me know that you were live, since I didn't get the notification last night.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't get it tonight either. What the heck? So
yeah,
maybe you did
weird.
Did you get it tonight?
Nope. If your message hadn't been up on my screen, I would have never known.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Well, let me take it off the screen here. Okay. What we're going to talk about is we're going to go by, and if you're willing to go through some of the matches, if not all the matches, and
yeah, sure,
tell me how we did and everything else for WrestleMania. This is our WrestleMania recap. WrestleMania 41, by the way, folks, last week. Overall, okay, what did you think of the show overall? What was your thoughts of it?
I thought it was, honestly, it seemed like a very, very good standard pay-per-view.
Yes, that much I'll give you. Yep.
Okay. I did not get the feel of WrestleMania from it. It didn't give me that special kind of feeling that some of the other manias have put on. So
okay,
that's especially, and I say this more so for the entrances. The entrances were really not mania entrances. They were really great pay-per-view entrances. But when you think mania, you think at least the main event, they're going to do something special, something big, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Shawn Michaels came in off the rafters. You think of Sting and Triple H's match. Like, they put on some of these big productions and some of the matches, and I felt it was a little lacking this year. We talked about that in the episode.
See, now you and I differ with that, because I prefer this kind of entrance versus the traditional WrestleMania entrance, because I think the traditional WrestleMania entrance takes away from the event itself, because it's too much Hollywoodish, too much Too much what?
Too much pomp.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Way too much pomp. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I thought a couple of the entrances were cool, which we'll get into in just a little bit as we go through each one of them. Will I remember all of them? No, I won't, because some of them just didn't stand out to me, but other ones did. And I will go through my record, and you can tell me your record as well. I know we talked about this on your show a little bit during the live stream itself, during the watch along, I should say, itself. And I was just impressed with myself the first night because I got every match right.
Yeah.
Second night, not so much.
So yeah, Jesse James stayed on fire for both nights. He, if memory serves, he might have missed one or two matches across both nights. Yeah, he was right on with his calls.
Wow.
So nobody else on Mayhem Media even came close to that.
Wow. Okay. Well, here's what I'll do. On the screen, I'm going to put up each match, not in the order that they were.
Yeah,
I'll
that's cool.
put up a thing for each match, and we can talk about it a little bit. So, all right. So, for instance, in my PDF file that I have, this is the order I put them in. It was not the order of the matches, but the first one I have here was Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I thought. Okay. I said I thought Naomi pretty much carried this match. I don't think Jade is ready to do it yet. They're giving her a massive push. I understand why, because she comes with the expectation of being something great in the ring. I don't see it yet in her. I think she still needs a whole lot more training. I do believe she was legitimately hurt. That's why the angle happened. I don't know why she was hurt. Maybe you do. I don't know, but I think she was legitimately hurt. That's why she was off television for the longest time. And Naomi came on, and it was obvious that Naomi was going to be the bad guy in this one. It was obvious from the start, to me at least. But the match itself, was lackluster. I think it could have been a lot more, but for what it was supposed to be, I thought it took it okay.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a very good Raw match.
Yes.
If it was a match on Raw, I think it would have been fine. A WrestleMania match, no, I don't know about. Her time off, Jade, I believe, was due to injury.
Okay.
So I do believe that is the case, and I think you're right. I think she needs more. She needs more seasoning. She needs more training. I think she's definitely a star. She's gonna be a star, but she definitely needs more training. And she's one of the few people who I think I was actually happy with when she left AEW and signed with WWE, because I'm like, yeah, she's going to get exactly what she needs from the WWE. The AEW just doesn't offer that yet for people who need that training. It's great for indie wrestlers who can work in the ring, but if you're brand new, AEW is likely not where you really want to be. Like, I'm an AEW fan, but really for new people, it's really not where you want to be, because they don't really have a training program. You know what I mean? They gave up their dark and elevation shows. So I think Jade Cargill going to the WWE and getting her training has been phenomenal. She already looks amazing compared to her time in AEW. It's like the way she moves and everything in the ring is just amazing. So I think she's doing much better. But the match itself was just, it was a good average match. Yeah.
Here's what I don't understand what WWE is doing with Jade. Most other people, and if she has, I don't know this, so maybe correct me if I'm wrong, with most other people, including Samoa Joe, who does not need to be anywhere but the top tier of everything, they brought Samoa Joe and put him in NXT.
Oh, I know. I said the same.
Have they not put Jade in NXT for a while?
I thought she was going to NXT, but no, I'm pretty sure. I mean, she spent some time there briefly, but I don't even know if it was on TV. Like, she spent some time at the Performance Center.
Yeah.
But I don't know that she actually was in NXT in an official capacity. I think she debuted right on the main roster. And I don't know if that was the right. Like I said, she's a star. Clearly, she's a star.
Yes.
But,
well, okay. You think so. I'm
not
convinced of that one yet. I know. Looks wise, oh yeah, she's got the look. Big time, she's got the look. I mean, that body of hers is killer. Performance wise,
that's definitely where she's lacking. But she's also decent on the mic. She doesn't get even in AEW. There were times where she was a little a little off on the mic where she
Mhm.
wasn't comfortable. You could see it, but she really, especially the more time they gave her, she got more and more comfortable as she developed into her character. So I think she's pretty
Okay.
good on the mic. I think the talent can be taught. I think what she needs to learn in the ring can be taught just by doing it in the ring. So I think you're right. Probably NXT was likely the better place for her to go when they
Yeah.
brought her over.
So, and I don't think that's out yet. I think she might have to go there. Who knows? And we won't get into what happened last night if you watch SmackDown at all. But things happened last night. We're not going to move ahead at this point. All right.
Yeah,
So okay. So well, anyway, I actually predicted Jade to win this match, and she did. So
yeah,
I predicted that one. So which was good for me. So that was a plus for me. All right. The next one I had here, the tag team match, World Tag Team Championships, the War Raiders with the defending champions taking on the New Day, as I call them, the New Day. The New Day. I thought this match was not even worthy of being on WrestleMania, and it's not because of the characters or the teams involved, because I think they could put on a heck of a show, but it was lackluster. I didn't understand why the match should have been a lot better than what it was. I didn't care for it a whole lot. What do you think?
yeah. It was again just it was another standard Raw match. That's what I think. A lot of this WrestleMania, unfortunately, I think was just they were fine or good, great Raw matches. But for
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania, I don't know what they brought. And the New Day, I guess the only thing I can think of is that they want to build the New Day back up as these heels. They
Right.
want to try and give them a legitimate heel run.
Yes.
So I get it, but like you said, I don't know. It didn't feel like a Mania match. That was
No.
with a couple of matches.
No. Now I actually picked the New Day to win this one because and it's nothing against the War Raiders. I think they can carry themselves as champions, but they got this big heel push for the New Day, so they have to give them the straps. So
Yeah,
to me that was a no-brainer. It was going to happen there on that one.
yeah, and I don't think I can't remember the other guys' names. I'm sorry.
The War Raiders.
The War Raiders, thank you. I don't know. Like, I clearly it looked to me like they were champions because they were given the straps to put. I don't want to say given the straps because I don't like people saying that the belts are like ornaments or
Okay.
props or
Okay.
anything. But
Right.
I think that they were. I think they became champions to see if they could get a push to see what would happen. Are the
Mhm.
fans going to react? And I don't know that the fans gave them the reaction that maybe the company itself was looking for either. So
Fair
I
enough.
don't know. I'd be surprised if I could see them maybe feuding with the New Day, having a couple more matches, but I'd be surprised if they re-win the tag straps, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So who did you pick to win this one?
I think I picked the War Raiders, I think, because I
Okay.
didn't think I thought that I think the New Day has run its course. I'm not really I think that's over. I get you're trying to make them heels and stuff, but I don't know. I think the New Day has run its course.
They set them up to be heels in a great way once
Oh
they
yeah,
once they turned on Big E, but then it just fell flat since then.
yeah, because people want to cheer them because they remember. Listen, they had a tremendous run as
Oh my
faces.
word, yes.
So it's hard to just turn that off. Like turning on Big E, yeah, that's great, but you need to try and figure out a way to sustain that heat.
Yep.
And I don't know
Yep.
that they've been able to do that.
Yep. Okay. So I picked the New Day, you picked the War Raiders. All right. Next
Oh yeah,
one.
my record on both nights of Mania was garbage. Yeah,
All right. The next one I had here was Eddie Guerrero, not Eddie Guerrero. What did I think of? Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Now, the issue with this one was, and I didn't know until WrestleMania that Mysterio got hurt the
yeah,
night before. I did not know that.
yeah. Mysterio got injured. And what they put Ray Phoenix in against him, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Who I
great.
also didn't know was what's his name's brother, the new guy's brother. What's his name?
Penta, yeah, Penta.
Penta's brother. I didn't know they were brothers. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
interesting.
They were called the Lucha Brothers in AEW and in the indie circuit. They were a tag team.
Oh, okay.
Penta came over first. Ray from AEW. Ray Phoenix had, I believe, 6 more weeks or so added on to his contract because he got injured earlier
Okay.
in the contract, and
Okay.
that seems to be how most wrestling contracts work now, where you still get paid for your
Yep.
time when you're injured, but you also get that time extended on your contract for in-ring performances.
Yeah. And
So
I mean, it had to be a big feather in his cap to get put at the WrestleMania at the last moment. But was it fair to Penta to have his little brother, who is not even prepared to be WrestleMania, or I don't know if little brother or big brother, but whatever, his brother being there before him? I didn't think that was.
Penta was in the Four Corners match.
I understand that. But he worked to get there. His brother just got thrown in at the last minute. And I'm not saying that in a negative way towards his brother. I'm saying it almost took away from Penta for his brother to be thrown into a match at the last minute. Also, it took away from some of the other players in the WWE who could have jumped in.
Who would you for that match? El Grande Americano and Rey Mysterio were going to put on. Who, if not Rey Fénix, who would you have put in that spot?
Well, who are some of the other luchadors or whatever the mask guys?
There's nobody else in the WWE roster that I would think that would be able. Listen, El Grande Americano is definitely a great on the ropes. He's definitely a great luchador, and Rey Fénix and Penta are unmatched in that regard too, especially Rey Fénix. Maybe even more so him. So I think. Yeah, I don't know that I would have went with anybody else on the roster. If I have Rey Fénix, even if you're, it's giving him an opportunity, but I think he has earned it with his abilities in the indie circuits. I think that's why Penta and Rey Fénix made it to the E. Was because of what they were capable of doing.
Okay, see, I don't know a whole lot about Rey Fénix, but I thought aren't there other luchadors in the WWE that's part of the LWO?
Yeah, there's a few, but again, I don't know that any of them would have carried the match with what those two, what him and what Americano Grant. Sorry, you took the visual down. I can never remember his name unless
El Grande Americano.
Yeah, he is El Grande. I'm sorry. Every time I try and pronounce it, unless I'm looking right at it, can't get it. Okay. So what they were going to put on these two, I don't know that even any of the other WWE luchadors would have been able to do it. Save for Rey Fénix. He's likely the only one that I think could have done what they did.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you at this point in my mind, at least, there's no one that can take Rey Mysterio's place. I mean, he's just a class act all himself, and he could carry any match against anybody, basically. Yeah. So it's very difficult to cover for him, so to speak.
Yeah, he's been my brother's favorite wrestler since the 90s, since he debuted in WCW. And I've also been a big fan of his. And listen, Rey Mysterio can do some great things, but he is getting up there. He's starting to get old.
Absolutely.
And Rey Fénix is in his prime. So honestly, I think I don't know for who knows. I don't know this for sure, but I think the match we got with Rey Fénix and El Grande Americano was a very good substitute for this match.
Okay. All right. Now, I had picked El Grande Americano to win it because they're not ready to unveil him or unmask him to say who, that's actually Gable. Gable. So, I mean, which everybody knows it is. And I don't know how they're going to get away from pretending he's not and for much longer. I don't know how they're going to do that. But, I did pick El Grande Americano to win it. Did you pick him to win it or no?
No, I probably won. I would have picked him against Rey Mysterio, but it was Rey Fénix, and I was like, nah, they'll give it to Rey Fénix. His first Mania. But I should have figured that the WWE would have made, you got to pay your dues first, and you likely have to lose a couple Manias before you get your win.
Okay, all right. Next match that I have on my thing here was L.A. Knight, versus Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, which he's a beast. The Samoan werewolf is just a beast.
He's a beast.
That's all you can say about the guy.
Yeah, this was clearly, in my opinion, and this is me speculating, this is clearly LA Knight won the belt from Shinzei because they did not think Shinzei and Jacob Fatu were going to put on a good WrestleMania match. No, that's the only reason LA Knight was he was an interim champion. It happens all the time in wrestling. It dates all the way back to the 70s and 60s.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate that people get seen that way sometimes. But LA Knight was an interim. He was just to hold the belt because he was going to put on a better match with Jacob Fatu than Shinzei was. And they're likely right. I don't know that Shinzei unless you're looking for a squash match, I don't buy Shinzei and Jacob Fatu having a knockdown drag out.
Man, for the longest time, the WWE was big on Shaky Nakamura. I call him Shaky because I listen to Jim Cornette, and Jim Cornette calls him Shaky all the time. I can never remember Shinsei, so I call him Shaky Nakamura.
I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know. That seemed like it didn't pay off. This whatever this dark turn or whatever they were doing. I don't know. I don't know where they were going with it or what they were planning on it. It seems I don't know what behind the scene, who develops the storylines, who's in charge, who has the last say. I don't know, but it seemed like it kind of fell flat. Like it didn't progress enough, or it didn't progress the way they wanted, or didn't draw the attention they wanted. So, yeah, I think the belt was obviously to try and give him Shinzei a run.
Right.
But since it fell flat, you want to give the belt to Jacob Fatu, which is not a bad decision at all.
No, not at all. No. And LA Knight, he did not need to keep it. It doesn't hurt him to lose.
No, I was shocked that he even had the United States belt again. He's a former world champion. I know in the WWE, it happens a lot. The world champions, they go back, they feud for the US belt, the Intercontinental belt. And I don't have a problem with that. I think it keeps some of the secondary titles elevated.
Wait a second. Back up.
Yeah.
When was LA Knight the world champion?
Wasn't he a world champion?
No.
Oh, then I apologize. I could have sworn he was a world champion.
Not that I'm aware of.
I'll look it up right now, bro, just to make sure.
Yeah, look it up because they have two different world champions, WWE champion and world champion, and I don't think LA Knight was. I know he's been U.S. champion a few times. I don't recall him being. I could be wrong with that, but I don't recall him being the world champion with that one. But anyways, as you're looking it up, I did pick Fatu to win this one. I think this was not as obvious as other ones, but this was pretty much a 90% guarantee of Fatu was going to win this one, and he will keep the belt for a while. And I think eventually he's going to be going against Solo Sikoa. So Solo Sikoa, whatever his name is, Solo. And I think, in my opinion, that the people are going to start cheering Jacob, which they already are, but he's going to be a big heel. I mean, a big baby face. And I don't know of somebody a heel unless Drew McIntyre comes into play, which he's coming into play a little bit now if you watched last night. So he might be the one coming after Fatu. But did you find out about the?
I'm still looking at it. You'd think it'd be easier to find this, but no, it doesn't seem to be as easy as I thought it was just to look it up. So I'm trying to still look it up.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was. Because the current champion now is Jay, and before Jay it was Gunther, and before Gunther, I forgot who Gunther took it from. I don't remember who Gunther took it from. I'd have to look back at that one. But anyway, all right. So you're still looking that up. Okay, so that made me 4-0 at that point. The next match we had coming up was dun dun dun. My girl, Charlotte Flair, taking on Tiffany Stratton.
Okay, I did look it up, and you're right. He has not been a WWE World Champion. I don't know why I thought that, but I definitely did think that. So yeah, okay. He's only been a U.S. champion.
Okay.
He's been a TNA World Champion. Maybe perhaps that's what I was thinking of.
Okay, all right. As LA Knight or as somebody else?
Oh, I can't. No. I imagine it would be a different persona. Most people aren't allowed.
I don't think so because when he first came over, he was that male model guy that they try to make him be. That Dupree guy, because that was the valet for Otis. What's her name? The hot chick, the hot blonde chick.
Eli Drake is who he was in TNA. I'm sorry, Eli Drake.
Really?
Yeah, that was his persona in TNA.
So LA Knight was he was never LA Knight before he got into WWE?
No, there's not many people get to do that.
Oh, I thought he was. I thought he was
There's,
okay.
there's actually that's a great episode. Sometime people got to keep their names upon entering the WWE. There's a $1 million idea. Of course, now I just said it out on your air, so everybody else is thinking it's a great idea too.
No, there's not a whole lot of people watching. No, you're fine. I wish I could say differently, but no, you're fine.
But yeah, that would be a great episode too.
Okay. All right. So I got that taken care of. All right, go
Yeah.
back to my girl.
Oh man, this
Charlotte versus Tiffany. Now, to start off with, yes, I am a huge Charlotte Flair fan.
I used to be.
Absolutely love Charlotte Flair. I think she's fantastic. But I did pick Tiffany to win this. Now, the entrances to this one. This was interesting. Tiffany had a cool entrance where they had like the Barbie dolls on each side of her, and you didn't know it was her in the middle. At least I didn't know it was her in the middle.
Yeah.
She was like in a Barbie doll box, and all of a sudden the box opens and she comes walking out of it. I thought it was just on-screen, what was it? Yeah, about like a posters or something like that. But she comes walking out of it, so that was cool.
Yeah.
And Charlotte comes up in the not a limo. What is this? Some cool ass car, right? Was that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and like I said, some of the entrances were like they did give it that WrestleMania feel. I just felt that like as an overall, most of the entrances were not what we usually expect. But this was actually one where they did kind of give us at least a little bit more than they usually do.
I like it, and it wasn't overly done. It didn't take up 20 minutes like some of these entrances in the past have. All right. That's what I don't like about it. If they take up so damn long, so much time. That's what I did not like about it. But this one didn't. So this one was okay for me.
Yeah, and the match was real. I wish I could have, if I'd have known what I'd known after the match, then I probably would have also picked Tiffany Stratton. I think I picked Charlotte Flair. I honestly don't remember who I picked. I was so shocked by the way the match unfolded.
Okay. So what do you mean if you know after the match? What does that mean? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, the way the match ended up, I mean, in my opinion, this was one of the worst matches on the card.
It wasn't great, that's for certain.
No, yeah, and I don't believe that I'm going to fault Tiffany for that based on the information that I have. From what I understand, Charlotte is the one who is calling the match, which means that which means that she was putting Tiffany in the wrong spots, which is why the match looked like the way it did. So, and if that's the case, then it's on Charlotte, and she didn't like the way she was going to lose, or maybe didn't like something that was going on, or maybe she doesn't like the fact that people are making fun of her because she has 3 divorces. But yeah, if the facts are right and she was the one calling the match, then she is at fault for having Tiffany Stratton be in the wrong position throughout the whole thing. Because Tiffany's not that bad of a wrestler. She's not going to make that many mistakes.
Okay. Yeah. And I'll preface this by saying, yes, I'm a Charlotte fan. Yes, I am biased towards Charlotte. So yeah. So I have a hard time believing what you just said. Now, it's not that I doubt you. I know more inside about me.
I'm a Charlotte fan too. I'm a Flair fan. So yeah, I'm a Charlotte fan too.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly that she called the match. I also believe wholeheartedly that they pre-planned a lot of it. It wasn't called on the fly either. Were there some missed spots? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there were.
You can see them. Yeah, obviously.
And it didn't look. That's what I'm saying. It didn't look like Tiffany. When someone's out of position and it looks a certain way, and it didn't look like Tiffany ever looked like she thought she was out of position, which means she thinks she's in or where she's supposed to be when she's supposed to be there. So something happened somewhere in the prep, in the discussion, in the ring. Something happened somewhere.
Now, here's something else which I'm still baffled by, and I'd love to get the inside scoop on this one. Who designed their costumes to look almost identical?
I have no idea. I said, you know what? I said the same thing in the Elimination Chamber. I was during that, I was like, there's some of these costumes are identical. Why are they putting 2 people who have the same exact costume with the same exact hair color?
Yes.
The exact ring attire.
Yes.
In the same match.
Yes.
Like, start giving us home and away colors.
No, I had read somewhere, or I heard somewhere, it might have even been on your show, I don't know, that there was reports of some people up in the rafters watching this couldn't tell who was who in the ring unless they looked at the big screen, which is that's quite believable because
Completely.
they look identical almost.
Completely. Some of these, I will say that some of these, the females' outfits have not been, yeah, they're not very, there's not a lot of variety. It seems like they have a certain style that each, like you get when you're a woman, it's almost like a creator wrestler in a wrestling game, right? Where you have, okay, you have this, or you have this. That's it.
Yep.
So it's like they have these imprints. You can wear this style of. That's why I noticed that with over watching the last couple of months the WWE product as Mayhem has been doing more and more WWE programming. That's one thing I've noticed. It seems like there's 3, maybe 4 different kinds of styles of women attire. That's it. And it's just those 4 styles. The color may be changed up and there may be some slight variations. But for the most part, there's kind of 4 styles of women's outfits in the WWE.
And I got when we talk about the Liv Morgan match later on, I got to talk about that as well. But no, it's going back to Tiffany and Charlotte. Even if they have the same style of outfit, which is fine, at least have different colors. I mean, they both had the pink and white and whatever. Both look like bubble gum.
Give us home and away at least.
Yeah, at least that much. Exactly. But I at first, because I did 2 live streams last week where I was picking WrestleMania, my predictions.
Yeah.
And the one I did before the match, when I actually switched, because I was picking Charlotte and I switched over to Tiffany. And I really don't remember the reason why. I think because I said that they're trying to give her more of a push. And if she lost, it would really hurt her. But if Charlotte lost, it's not going to hurt her at all. What they're going to do with Charlotte now, I don't know.
I think Charlotte needs to take some time away from the camera for a while, honestly. I'd give her 6 months off. I'd be like, Charlotte, we're not doing anything with you for 6 months. Go home. Get paid and go home for 6 months. We don't need you on TV.
Charlotte, I'm available. Just let you know if you're watching, I'm available. You can hang out with me, Charlotte. Come on.
That's fine. Yeah, you're also more than welcome to come on. I'm a huge Flair fan, so definitely come on. You're more than welcome to come on Mayhem Media too. But I think it's the heat from everything outside of wrestling she's drawing. So
I think you and I have different things that we would like to do with Charlotte. You want her on your podcast? I can care less if she goes on my podcast. I want to do other things with Charlotte. I'm single, by the way.
I'm trying to be the professional.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I drink and eat popcorn online. I'm far from being a professional. Okay?
If she's looking for an ex Mr. Flair 4, I'd be happy to take that role if that's what she wants to. That's fine.
That's right. That's fine. Yeah, you're right.
I'd love to hang out.
There you go, Charlotte. You have JD, Mr. Professional, or you got me who drinks on there. So there you go. Pick your pick.
Yeah. I'd love to hang out with your old man too. So yeah. We can smoke some wine and talk about the good old days. But
okay, all right. Enough of us oogling Charlotte. Next match, okay?
Yeah. Charlotte is Charlotte. I think she needs to take some time off and go away for a while. So this match I got wrong too, because I did not think I didn't think Jay was gonna get his WrestleMania.
You know what?
I said it before.
JD, I love you, my friend. I respect you, but you got to be the only one on the planet who didn't think that Jay was going to win this.
Well, I said before that, like during our live broadcast, I was like, I get the WrestleMania moment. Like I can see it. Like I can see the WrestleMania moment for Jey Uso. Like I can absolutely see it. But Gunther, who only has barely a handful of losses, I did not think they would give one to Jey Uso. I didn't think they would give one to Jey Uso. More for that than like a WrestleMania win or even holding the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther only has 4 or 5 losses in his WWE record or whatever.
Well, who did he lose to last year at WrestleMania?
I'm not aware. I didn't know that he lost last year.
He lost to Sami Zayn.
Then there you go. Maybe they're going to build something off that then.
Yeah,
but either way, I didn't think Jey Uso was going to be one of the handful of people that got a win against Gunther.
Okay, see, I thought it was obvious because here's my reasoning, and if Jay lost this match, he's basically done because he's lost every big time match. Pretty much has been single. He was done. He wasn't going to recover from it. At least it'd be difficult. Gunther can recover from it because once again he only has a handful of losses at the most. So That's not a problem for Gunther to come back from this.
No, yeah, and you're absolutely right. Like everything you're saying is absolutely absolutely right.
And there was no way Jay was gonna win the Royal Rumble and then lose at Mania. No way, because he's not at that time. He was not the most popular
Yeah,
main event guy out there, and people
yeah.
didn't take him serious. Now they do.
They
Now they
did a
do.
great job. His road to WrestleMania, probably. I mean, you could even argue that his road to WrestleMania from Rumble to Mania is one of the best that we've had
Yep.
in the last couple of years. Easy.
Yep. You can argue that one all day long, and it would be there wouldn't be an argument because you're right. It's
Yeah,
they basically were, if you ask me, they were making him look like weaker and weaker and weaker every week. That's funny. Even though the entrance was building up big time, the crowd loves his entrance, but they
yeah,
were
they do.
making him being weaker until his brother got pounded. And then the following week he came back and says, "No, I used to be scared of you. No, I'm not. Now I'm coming for you." Basically, is what he said. I'm like, "Oh, now it's coming.
Yeah,
Now, absolutely." So they built him. They put him down, then they built him back up. So I like that.
yeah.
I
They
like
did do
that.
a good job with Jey Uso on his road to WrestleMania. It was right on, spot on, and it hooked the people big time.
And I still can't figure out what they're saying. I can't figure out a song, and I even Googled the lyrics, and I can't follow what the folks are saying when he comes out there. I
Oh,
said,
I definitely have no idea.
"Since day one, it's me, Uso." And then after that, I don't know what they say. Otherwise, anyway. So cheers to Jey Uso. Hat tip. Good job. Was it the
Yeah,
best
absolutely.
match? No. I'm glad it was on first. I knew it was going to be on
Honestly,
the first.
it was a great match to have on first. I thought it actually was a good. I thought it did a good job to set the tone.
Yes.
I think everything between this match and the main event of night one was the problem, or at least the majority of it.
Which brings us to the main event of night one: CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Now, I will tell you this much, and I don't know if you saw and I don't think you did my show. I said if Paul Heyman turns and joins Seth, Seth will win. If he does not join Seth, Punk will win. I said there's no way Roman
Yeah,
was going to win this match. No way, shape, or form Roman was going to win this match. No
whoever
way.
Paul sided with was who I figured would win.
Well,
Whoever Paul sided with.
no, because even if Paul would have just turned on Punk and went with Roman, Seth was still going to win. Because there's no way Roman was going to win this. No way. He was just there for basically being the third wheel in this. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I mean, he was crucial to the whole setup, but there was no way he was going to win it. It was either going to be Punk or Seth.
Yeah, I don't see how you give it to Reigns either after his huge long title run. Again, Reigns is somebody that the bloodline's done, right? I mean, the bloodline's done. So what is Roman Reigns doing right now? If the bloodline's done, he doesn't need Paul Heyman anymore. He doesn't need there's no tribal chief. That's done. So what's next for Roman Reigns? I don't know. But I agree with you that I didn't think Roman Reigns was going to win. But that's all. I also didn't think Paul was going to choose Roman Reigns either. Although if you watch the live watch along, I'm sure when he did the first turn to Roman Reigns, I was like, oh man, he's turning back to the tribal chief. Like I was bought in when I was watching it live, hook, line, and sinker.
Yep.
So I loved the double betrayal. Like that was great. That hooked me totally because I was not expecting the double betrayal.
The build up to me, it was obvious that Heyman was going to go with Seth. The build up. Once Heyman nutshotted Punk and he gave the chair to Roman, I was like, holy crap, he's not going to go with Seth. That threw everybody. But then when he nutshotted Reigns, other people were saying, holy crap, this is right in front of us. But such a double swerve, if you want to look at it.
Definitely didn't expect that.
It was one of the best endings to a WrestleMania match I think I've ever seen. Me personally.
Definitely. Yeah. I would agree with that. It was definitely a great ending to that night of WrestleMania. The double turn was just totally they had me hooked on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I just wanted anybody but Punk to win.
See, I'm just opposite. I wanted Punk to win. But once again, my prediction was Punk unless Heyman sided with Seth. Then it was to be Seth. And that was my caveat. So I gave myself the win on that one because I said if he says with Seth, Seth will win. But if he
Yeah.
doesn't, Punk will win. So
Yeah,
I'm
just
giving
glad Punk
myself a
didn't
win on
win.
that one.
Yeah, I'm just glad Punk didn't win. So it doesn't matter to me.
I don't know how you don't like Punk. Gee whiz.
I don't like.
And you don't know how I like Punk. So
you can't. I don't think you can. You can't. I'm not buying his shtick. I know what I. There's too much stuff that's happened backstage with Punk for it to be every company he's worked for. Punk is the problem, not the other companies. I think, and how has he learned his lesson? I think he might have learned his lesson now because WWE welcomed him back in. They likely told him, yo, if you mess up this time, AEW is not going to have you back. So you're pretty much out of options. I don't think TNA would have picked him up either. So
I don't think he's hurting. He's not hurting for cash.
No. I hope he's not. If he is, then he's an idiot too.
Yeah,
and I don't think Punk doesn't strike me as someone who's stupid in real life. He does not strike me as someone who is an idiot in real life.
No.
So I don't believe that he's like hurting for money or anything. It's just you can't be anti-establishment and then be for the establishment. You just can't. I don't buy it. I'm not buying it.
There are few professional wrestlers, in my opinion, who are great. What's a good word I'm looking for? The oratoriers, or can speak well, and not just for promos, but in like interviews, whether it's about wrestling or not. There are few who can do that. One was Mick Foley, who is verbally or I'm not saying the right word, oratorily speaking.
Yeah,
Mick Foley is a genius with that. Of course, Paul Heyman is. Of course, Jim Cornette is. Of course, but professional wrestlers, you got Mick Foley and you got Punk. There's really not too many others who can speak eloquently and use the language like it's supposed to use, the English language like it's supposed to be used. They can.
I'd put Triple H on that list too.
You think so? See,
he's
maybe now, but when he was a performer, not so much. But maybe now, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, definitely not. Yeah, maybe not during the DX days, but I think now that he's been running the company and he's like the dude in charge, I think, he's definitely become a lot more eloquent with his words and the way he speaks and stuff.
Yeah.
And the way he teaches the next guys, like he's very much involved in the production and stuff. So.
Oh, very much so. Did you watch the, I know this is going off topic here. Did you watch the Hall of Fame?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch the Hall of Fame.
Wow. I had tears running down my face. I mean, a lot. And I know I'm older. And I grew up watching these guys, and I'm very much like yourself, very much interested in behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
more so than in ring action. I just love the drama behind the scenes, and so once they start talking about a lot of this stuff, I mean, when Shawn Michaels was talking, I had tears running down my face. When Triple H was saying some of the stuff, I had tears running down. Even when Undertaker's wife, what's her name?
Sarah.
No. You kidding me? He divorced Sarah a long time
ago. No, you're right. The wrestler.
Holy moly, Michelle McCool. Michelle McCool.
Thank you. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I was thinking of the tattoo on his neck that he had briefly.
Yeah, I was like, holy moly, you're talking wow.
Michelle McCool. Yeah, I forgot that he ended
even
up
when she
her,
was talking. I mean, and because as I'm getting older, I'm an old softie as well. I mean, I cry at Subaru commercials now, it seems like. But I know I had tears running down my face. And same thing with Luger. Luger was interesting.
It's good that they got DDP to do that, but man, they should have. I don't care. AEW, WWE, I don't know who was at fault. Whoever
I read, and I don't know how
just did it.
I don't know how accurate this is, but I had read in one article that it was Nick Khan was the one who stopped Sting from doing it. Not Tony Khan, but Nick Khan from WWE.
Yeah, from WWE. Yeah.
That's what I read.
That's ridiculous.
I can't believe that.
The pettiness is garbage. Yeah, the pettiness is old. It's old.
But something about the Luger, and I was wondering why he didn't come out during basically halftime at WrestleMania, where they announced all the Hall of Fame inductees. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Yeah, they said, I don't know. Did they say? Did I see it? He was. I might have read it afterwards. He was the events from
The day
The
before,
from the actual Hall of Fame was too much on him, and the next day
well,
he just
there
couldn't get out of bed.
there's more to it than that, because he said at the Hall of Fame, because they pushed him out in the wheelchair, then he got up and took like a step or two to the podium.
Yeah.
He was supposed to take more steps, but earlier in the day when he got out of his Uber, he said to go to the hotel, he fell. Something happened and he fell, and which really screwed everything up. And
Yeah.
because of that, he was still hurting the next day.
Oh, then
And,
maybe,
and
yeah. Either way, it was he was hurting and couldn't
yeah,
get up and do it. And
yeah,
speaking of someone I'm in a wheelchair myself.
okay,
So, and there are days, or especially if you do something you're not used to,
mm-hmm.
something new, maybe,
Yep,
or
yep.
like that. It can just, you can be done. The next day you wake up thinking you're going to get ready to go, and your body just says, nope.
Yep, yep. And I didn't know this, and because I didn't know him and DDP were friends until this whole Hall of Fame thing came up. I thought DDP was just helping him, but Paige said that when this quadriplegic thing happened to Luger, he was actually there when it happened. And the way I understand it, maybe you know more about this than I do, is Luger was fine and he turned his head one way to do something, and all of a sudden, boom, a nerve hit or something, and he couldn't move the rest of his body. He was literally quadriplegic for a while.
I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with the exact facts of exact like that how it happened.
Right.
You know that it came suddenly. Like, it wasn't a progressive thing that just got worse and worse. It was just something, he's got paralysis. I do know that it was kind of sudden.
Yeah, they said he was at the, now I don't want to say top of his game, but he had, he was still had somewhat of the Luger total package body. And the way I understand it, he was on a plane somewhere and he turned his head and boom, something happened and he couldn't move. And DDP was there. He says, yeah, I had to help put him on the gurney or the stretcher or whatever it was. And he says, I was there. I had to help pull him away. They had to take him away. He couldn't move. I was like, how wild is that? I mean, like you just said, and you mentioned you're in a wheelchair. And I don't want to know all the details of my business, but my word, it's got to be.
Luckily for me, and I do take this as a luckily, I was actually born in a wheelchair. So,
okay.
So, and
right.
there is a difference.
Yes, absolutely there is.
Yeah. So, I'm glad that I started in a wheelchair and I didn't get to have it without. I think it's harder to go from that, having to being able to walk and doing everything, and then not having that, than it is to just not have had that ever.
I believe it, and not to get the hound on this, but I have one of my best friends was born without his left eye or right eye. It's his right eye. He was born without his right eye. So, we became best friends in high school, and I had the honor of being best man at his wedding and everything else.
Nice.
When people talk to him and say, well, how is it that is it weird that you can't see with your right eye? He says, I don't know, because I've never been able to see with it. So like yourself, if you've always been in a wheelchair, you don't know if it's weird or not, because that's all you've known, right?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yes, absolutely. And when I was younger, we did try, my parents they put me through physical therapy, and I had braces on my legs. They wanted that was maybe the hope that I could walk with braces.
Okay.
In hindsight, and I don't fault my parents at all for this, how would they know? But yeah, that was really never going to be in the cards.
Okay.
That was really not. That was a long shot at best.
Okay.
And it wasn't going to pan out. So,
wow. Okay. Well, I mean, this is fascinating to me. We can do a whole live stream on this sometime if you don't mind.
I would love to. Yeah, absolutely. But I have 2 episodes about myself on the Boiling Point podcast, the sister show to Mayhem Media, where I talk about myself, and then one where I talk about my wheelchair and like having a wheelchair and that type of thing too. So go check that out. But I'd love to come on with a show episode with you and talk to you about it anytime.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, for all the millions and millions of people who are watching and listening right now, we'll talk about that sometime.
Hey, you got a couple thousand people or followers. So at worst, unless you spent a lot of money in advertising on Facebook, at the very least, you have a few hundred people that are fans of you at the very least.
Well, I would hope so. I just wish they would come on sometime and tell me they're friends of mine.
Yeah, I wish more people would leave comments on my stuff too and join me on live and join me when I do lives. We've actually cut back on Mayhem Media. We've cut back our lives because we weren't getting enough people tuning in. So we've cut back some of our episodes because it just wasn't working.
Here's something I wanted to tell you that I noticed on Mayhem Media. I know we're getting off on a topic here, tangent.
It happens all the time.
Okay, so and this is not me being nitpicky at all, so don't think it is, because I ran into the same situation. I noticed the other night on the live stream, which I was that you asked me to be on, which was great. When audio wise, when a couple of the guys were talking over each other, it kept cutting out.
Yep, we're working on that.
Do you know what that is?
Yes, I know exactly why it is. Yes,
it's something called and the only reason maybe it's not, but I had the same situation when I used to have guests on my fitness podcast. I had the same situation. I could not figure out why that was, especially one time when I had two guests. I mean, and people were talking over each other and the audio kept cutting out and everything else. It's something called, at least for my situation, it was something called a mix minus. And I was using a Behringer mixer at the time, which I think is great, the Behringer mixer, but it did not have this mix minus capability in it. I'm not going to get into detail what it is because it's very simple, but it's also intricate at the same time. Once I got rid of the mixer and I use an audio interface now, I don't have that issue at all. And I also had that issue when I was trying to play videos on my podcast on my live stream. This mix minus thing would kick in.
That was the first time I'd ever had problems doing that.
Okay.
Before that's why we were trying to like diagnose it and fix it on the spot like that.
No. I'm not talking about that. No, I was talking about when I was on with you with the live. That's where. That's what I'm talking about. Not with the audio issues before that. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. No, you're talking about with the guys. Yeah, for us, it's equipment. It's what they're using to be in the studio.
What are they using? Do you know what equipment they're using? Maybe I can help with this. I've done a lot of research on this stuff.
It's a lack of equipment is the issue.
Okay.
Like somebody's using their phone, or just using their laptop without like a mic and camera.
Oh yeah, that's not.
We're working on. Yeah, everybody that's on the team. That's what we've been working on. That's one of the things that we are getting corrected over the next couple of weeks is everybody getting the equipment so that we don't have those audio issues anymore.
Dude, I'll tell you an easy way. Let me ask this: what kind of equipment are you looking at? Before I give you my opinion on everything.
For me, I mean, like what I use is I have a blue Snowball microphone, but it's just a desktop. I want to upgrade and get like what you got, the whole arm with the microphone, so that I can have it right in my face.
Okay.
That's my next upgrade, and then I just use a regular webcam, but it's just a cheap webcam, but I don't know if it's just it works with my system, works with my computer. But I've tried to get better cameras, and I end up having like lag problems or other issues with it. This has been the best camera that I have, and it's just a little webcam. You know, it's just a little webcam, but it's been the best thing that I've been able to pick up. I picked up about 2 or 3 other ones trying to get better ones, and I always end up with an issue with them. So I just keep coming back to this one.
Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't know if you can see this or not. This is a Behringer XM8500 microphone. You can usually get these on Amazon less than $20.
Okay.
It is a great microphone to have. Get this along with a Behringer audio interface, not a mixer. Don't get a mixer because they don't have mix minus in there, which is what you need if you have multiple guests. Just a basic audio interface, even a cheaper one, $20-$30 at the most. So for less than $50, less than $70 especially, you can do this. Get those 2 pieces of equipment. I will promise you your audio quality is going to be 1,000 times better just with those 2. If you guys can swing
I'll take a look.
$70, you got it.
Well, I'm going to be upgrading. Like I said, I want the good mic like you got with the arm and stuff where I can have it hanging in front of me instead of just a desktop one. So yeah, I'll take a look at that and see if
this microphone arm right here. It cost me $20. It's a cheapo microphone arm. Is it the best? Absolutely not. Now, the microphone I'm using here, I got this not because of the sound quality, it's because I'm vain and I wanted it to look decent and different. Most of the time, I have my Behringer on there because I like the way it sounds. But if you're looking for cost effectiveness, you can't go wrong with that Behringer. If you want the top-notch microphone, of course, you're going to get the Shure SM7B, which is a $400, $500 microphone. Do you need it?
Not yet.
Don't know what you're looking to do, but what
I
kind
don't.
of funds you have.
I don't need it quite yet.
Don't know what kind of funds you have, but you do the Behringer, like I told you. Look into it, and if you don't remember the name, let me know. I will tell you. I will promise you, it's going to be such a huge upgrade. If everybody and your team can invest in that, like I said, 50, maybe $70 at the most US dollars, you'll be shocked at the quality you're going to get from it, just from those two things alone.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing throughout this year. Is we're trying to get sponsorships to help with some of our costs, and but in the meantime, our people we're all upgrading our equipment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I know. And on a side note, before we get back into night two, I will. I'd love to be part of your show more often. Just let me know when, and if you allow me, I want to push myself.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I'd love to be part of your show.
We're always looking for to collaborate and have guests on and stuff. And yeah, we're actually another week or so we'll be planning out some of the stuff we're going to have through the summer. So I'll let you know some of the episodes that we got coming on.
Okay. All right. Back to the show at hand here. All right. Night 2, let's start off with. So I went 7-0 the first night, by the way. I got all 7 matches right. All right. This was not the first. This I'm not going in order because I forgot to order. This is just the order I have it on my slideshow. The Fatal 4-Way. You had Penta versus Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Now, I totally blew this one because I said there is no way, absolutely no way that Dominic would win this one. I said you can take that one to the bank. You can bet the farm on this. Dominic would not win this one. No way. One of the other 3 guys would. I figured Braun would keep it because I didn't think they'd take the strap off of him yet. Boy, was I wrong 1,000% on this one. I totally blew on this one. I did not think Dominic was going to win this whatsoever. But hindsight 2020, if you watched Raw, you'll understand why Dominic won it and Braun lost it, I should say. So, what did you think of this one?
I think it was a really great match. This was definitely one of the highlights of,
absolutely.
Of both nights. And I went with Penta, I think, for the same reasons. I was like, well, Ray Phoenix and Penta, they jump ship. They're going to get they're going to give them their WrestleMania wins. Mm-hmm. Plus, I think Penta is good. Like I would not have had a problem at all putting the Intercontinental strap right on him already, just as he joined the WWE. I think Penta is one of the best wrestlers out there today.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I didn't follow him on AEW. I don't follow a whole lot of AEW, honestly. So I don't know what his background was, but so far I don't get it. I don't see the brilliance in this guy.
Yeah, I like Penta. I'm a big Penta fan. I like him in the ring, and I like his gimmick. His gimmick as well. I like it. I'm a fan of Penta, so I would not have had a problem putting the strap on him. As you said, hindsight's 2020. Giving the belt to Dom was probably the best thing to do.
Oh, absolutely. Now we look at it. Yeah, at the time, I'm thinking, why take the belt off of Braun? Why? You want to build him up more. You want to give him more exposure. You want to let him learn and train and be with the bigger guys and everything else. Again, hindsight's 20. If you watch Monday Night Raw, you completely understand why it happened. Did you watch Monday Night Raw?
No, I did not get a chance to watch the night after.
I won't give it away, but
I actually took the night off after doing everything I did for the previous 5 or 6 nights.
If you watch Monday Night Raw, you completely understand why they did it. But when they did it, when they put why they gave Dom the title, it was just mystifying to me. I was like, what? Of all people, Dom? And I said, there's no way. You could bet the farm on this one. There's no way Dom is going to get the title. And I was completely wrong on this one. It was just baffling to me until now. Now I understand why.
Yeah.
So I got this one wrong. So you thought Penta was going to win?
Yeah, for the same reason, I thought it was his first Mania. They're going to give him the win, and plus, I like I said, I'm a big Penta fan, so I wouldn't have had a problem with slapping the Intercontinental belt on him right away.
Okay, all right. Next, we have here. This one was the hardest one for me to predict. It could have gone either way. I said, no, I did pick. Who did I pick here? I picked Drew to win it, which he did.
Yep, this is what I got right.
Yep. And I don't remember why I picked Drew. I think for the fact that I thought if he lost, it would hurt him more than if Damian lost.
Yeah, I don't think. I think in terms of who, it seems like Drew's more over.
Yeah, I don't think it was going to help or hurt either one of them to win or lose. It wasn't going to help or hurt.
Yeah,
either one of them.
This was a good match, but again, it didn't really didn't really offer us much. It was hard to get into. It was a good match, entertaining. But why did I care who wins?
Drew has picked up his game in the last 6 months since the Punk feud. He picked up his game
I'm a
on
Drew
the
fan
mic.
too.
Everything has been you can't go wrong with Drew.
Yeah,
Damian, since he left the whatever they're called, the
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day, I think he picked up his game as well. So, but things are, and again, hindsight's 2020. If you watch Raw and SmackDown this week, you understand what happened and what's going on. But I did pick this one, so I was 1 for 1 at this point. All right, next. And I'm sorry to keep you so long, dude, but I'm having fun doing this. And if you have to go,
I got a couple more minutes, but I do have to. I am gonna have to make a call here in a minute or two.
Okay,
so
no worries.
If you're staying on, I can jump back in. But if not, then yep, I will. I can do another match or two here with you before I bounce.
Okay, all right, we'll finish this off then. I did not know Bayley was hurt, and if I knew Bayley was hurt, I probably would have changed my pick. But I picked Liv and Raquel to win this one. I was wrong, of course, because of the final outcome.
I think I did too. Or no, I didn't. I still thought that they were going to lose the belts.
I'm a Liv fan, and you talked about the costumes earlier.
Yeah,
Liv's costume was totally different. Usually she wears the booty shorts. This one she didn't. She wore a one piece, a red one piece, which I thought was odd. I was like, really? I wonder why she's doing that. It was just odd to me why she wasn't wearing the booty shorts.
yeah.
And it's not that, I'm constantly looking at her rear end or anything. I mean, they show it off for a reason, but it wasn't the focal point of why I like her or why I don't like her. Well, it's not the focal point. I think she's a great character, but I just found it odd that she was wearing something completely different than usual. So yeah, I got that one wrong too.
I like Liv Morgan. Also, I think she's good, and I think she's got the good look and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm more of a Alexa Bliss fan personally. So,
okay, all right, she'll be coming back. So, all right, dude, if you got to go. I don't want to keep you. I feel like I'm keeping you. I don't want to rush you or anything else. Go ahead and.
All right, yeah, I appreciate that. I gotta make a call here quick. So I appreciate you having me on, though. I love coming on your shows. Thanks for sending me a message to let me know that you were on.
Well, we'll do it again, my friend.
Absolutely
there, and thanks again. We'll see you, buddy.
Yep, later, man.
Bye. Okay, so yeah, that was my Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez taking on Val Kilmer or whatever her name is, and it was not Bayley. It was Becky Lynch that came back, and Becky Lynch and the other person won it, which was fine. But once again, if you watch Raw the next night, you just think, why? What was going on? It made no sense of why they did it. And Liv's attire was different. But I got that one wrong as well. So at this point, I am 1 for 2. Right, the next match, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. It was a good match. Logan Paul is an exceptional athlete. He is an exceptional talent. Whether you like his personality or not, which most people don't, is irrelevant. In-ring talent, the dude is good. The dude is exceptional. The dude does more in the short time he's been there than most people do in a lifetime in the business. He is. I'm not saying this to kiss his ass because I don't really like the guy, but you gotta give credit where credit is due. I did not think they would let him beat AJ, but they did. I did not like the fact how the match ended, how AJ was too much of a goody-goody for it, which was the theme of the night as we go forward here. But I missed this one as well. I picked AJ to win it. Okay, what's next here? It was probably the match of the weekend. This was probably the match of the weekend. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. Well, what did I call here? Yeah, I called Io to win it. Why? Because I didn't see one of the other two winning it over anybody else. If you have a chance to watch this match, do it. I mean, there were all kinds of great spots in this match of what's going on. And I got to tell you, Bianca's arms, wow. She has her arm structure, her arm muscles, her biceps, especially biceps, triceps, and shoulders. Wow. Most guys would be envious of having that physique. Oh, it's breathtaking. It's great. But Io Sky, I couldn't see her carrying this championship, but I do now. How long she'll keep it, I don't know. And I predicted her to win it just for the fact that I didn't see Bianca and or Rhea winning this. I don't think that either one was in a position to beat the other, and I don't think either one was in a position to beat Io just for the fact that they were putting Io in the you shouldn't be here category the last several weeks. So Io did win this, but it was the match of the night. If you ask me, it was the match of the night. And then the big main event, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I changed my pick from Cena because I originally picked Cena to win it. Then I changed it to Cody, and I was wrong when I changed it. But Cena did end up winning this, if you didn't know. And the loser of the night was the fans for this idiot Travis Scott coming out. Yes. If you don't know who it is, don't even bother. He's an idiot. First of all, they took forever to get to the ring, which put a whole stop at the match, and people were like dumbfounded. What was going on with this idiot? I wish I could say what happened because it was just so bizarre and uncalled for, and it shouldn't have even been part of the WrestleMania stuff, but it was. It was just ew is all I can say about it. And because of that, Cena ended up winning. Do I like it? No. But I think Cody's been having some time off. They were booing him for a while. I think if he goes away and comes back for SummerSlam, which I think he will. Right now, he's out of the picture for a while, and we'll see what happens. But he might come back for SummerSlam. At that point, he might take Cena's belt back, and Cody may go with The Rock at that point. Yes, you heard it here first. Well, you heard it here heard it a lot of places. Cena will be back to the good guy. Cody will be bad guy, siding with The Rock at this point. And we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Travis Scott really put a damper on this whole match. Yes, Travis, if you're ever watching this, which you probably never will, but if you do, yes, you took away from a great main event. Yeah, it was your fault. Totally your fault for doing it. Stay in your own lane, dude. This is not your lane. You screwed up twice now. You screwed up the first time. Screwed up 3 times. Screwed up 3 times. Why they have a? You must have something on Triple H to make him put you in these positions, because you're making yourself look like an idiot more so than what you currently are. You are not helping the brand at all. You're not helping your brand at all. It was just weird. So sorry, dude, but that's it. Oops. Where am I at here? Where am I at here? There I am. My background's gone. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, now we're back on. All right. So that's my WrestleMania recap. I was 7-0 the first night, and I was 3-4 the second night, because I picked Braun to win and he didn't. My only winners were Drew, EO. Was that it? Oh, and then Orton. Orton was in there. Yeah, Drew, EO, and Orton, which was talking with John Henry. It was weird. Anyway, I'm going to stop it here. For the few who are watching, few who are listening, thank you for being here. I know this has been a long night, and we got off on topics and ended in different topics. We will get away from wrestling eventually, because this was the big news coming up. So I will stop it here. And all right, I'm tired. I'm going to get out of here. Until next time. I know this is an abrupt ending. Again, breaking the rules of podcasting, breaking the rules of live streaming. My name is Andrew. This is Popcorn and Whiskey. Until next time. Ciao.